Brakataya Yahweh, Brakataya Hawashai, Brakataya Yahweh, Brakataya Hawashai, Brakataya Yahweh, Brakataya Hawashai, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahwashai, Bahashim, Bakakodash, the water Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahwashai. Double honors to my elder apostles as well, the elder bishops, a great millstone who taught me this truth to continue to teach me this truth. Peace and blessings to the whole for the elect and to the Israelites that scattered abroad. To you, I say Shalom. It's the brothers about Dawadah coming again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Out of one heart to you be edified. Salakia. All right. And tonight on this lesson, excuse me. Tonight on this lesson is going into oppression, all right, and how we've been oppressed for years upon years upon years, all right, and it soon shall cease, all right. The Lord has put the basis of men upon the 12 tribes of Israel, all right, to oppress us, all right, for doing what we've done back in those years, all right, pretty much breaching the contract and defying the Lord, all right, worshiping other gods, doing any and everything that the Lord doesn't stand for, all right. And so the Lord has had many nations oppress over us, all right, in the land of our captivity, all right. And this last captivity, which is the seventh captivity, the last one, all right. This oppression that we're in shall soon cease. Okay, just giving a quick example. I don't want to ramble, all right, but to give a quick example, Jake being first one fired, last one hired, all right, being put in a lower state of the community as far as housing is concerned, Section 8, WIC, food stamps. What else? I just had some, gunning down Jake, killing Jake in the street and getting away with it, putting Jake in the correctional facilities, the jails and the prisons. You know what I'm saying? And not just putting them in the jails or prison system, but for small charges. All right, and you got the so-called white man in these other nations, heathen nations, who've done more horrendous crimes, all right, and they get off with a slap on the wrist or a couple years, all right. So those are just a couple examples of, the oppression, all right, and that's just in this captivity, all right. We don't know what how we were being oppressed in the other captivities, all right, because the Lord cut that off from our memory. But I'm almost certain when the kingdom of heaven is at hand and we're given those perfect bodies and those perfect minds, the Lord is going to allow us to remember all those different times, those different captivities that we've been in, all right, because we're going to have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in our minds, all right, in our brains, all right. So we're going to be able to know any and all things, all right. Not just this captivity, like I said, but in past captivities, all right. The dictionary.com definition of oppression is the exercise of authority or power in a burdensome, cruel, or unjust manner, all right. And that's what the so-called white man does, all right. He exercises authority in a cruel manner, all right, an unjust manner, all right. He's unfair, all right. But at the same time, he's only doing what the Lord wants him to do, or I would say allows him to do, all right. Because we've done what we've done, All right. We got to remember that the Lord is in control of all things. All right. And if the Lord didn't want the so-called white man to be doing this to us, he wouldn't. All right. Because we're true children of the Lord. All right. And I'm not going to get into all of that because I might get banned. All right. But the root word of oppress, all right, it relates to burden with cruel or unjust impositions or restraints, subject to a burdensome or harsh exercise of authority or power. Okay, you have numerous of incidents within these last 5 years that plays a perfect role or example of the root word oppress. All right, I mean, I can't remember all the names because it's too many, you know. But off the top of my head, you have the Trayvon Martin incident. Okay, you have the George Floyd incident. All right, you have the Jake woman. I don't know her name. All right, where they shot all in the window or whatever. Okay, and the list goes on. All right, hell, you can even bring it back to the Rodney King. I don't even know if I was alive at that time, but just to see it, I mean, that's cruel and unjust punishment. All right, beat that man like that in the street. Emmett Till. All right, it's too many. All right, but we had to live out our punishment. All right, and we're right here at the end of living out our punishment. All right, and the tables are about to turn, and you can see it right now. The energy in the world. All right, with the so-called white man, you can see it on him. All right, that it's happening. All right, that time is turning. That change is coming. All right, where it's gonna be our turn to rule. All right, and we know that's a permanent ruling. All right, that's a permanent authority. The etymology of oppression, it reads pretty much the same thing. All right, cruel or unjust use of power or authority, figuratively crush, put down, subdue, prosecute relentlessly. That's right. That's what I was going into. You got Jake, and not just Jake, but even the Northern Kingdom, getting put in jail and being prosecuted relentlessly. All right, on crimes that are are more so slap on the wrist. All right, and getting countless and countless of years. All right. The etymology of oppress, it reads to press unduly upon or against, overburden, weigh down, burden with cruel, unjust, or unreasonable restraints, treat with injustice or undue severity, keep down by an unjust exercise of power. All right, and like I said, all right, if you know this truth, all right, or if you have some type of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that was given to you from the Lord, all right, you understand why this has to happen and why it has happened. All right, and it's gonna get worse. All right, we haven't seen nothing yet. All right, the scriptures goes into it's going to be a time like never before since there was a nation. All right, and it's only going to be that way because we're going to live forever once this is over. All right, so we're never going to be put in a position where something like this can happen to us. The Lord's never going to let anybody rule over us ever again. All right, so couple scriptures here. All right, just furthering the point of us being oppressed, all right, and of the oppression ceasing, all right, and that word cease means to stop, okay. So the oppression, the title, oppression shall soon cease, is oppression shall soon stop, all right. And the example I like to give is when you hear the police, on the shows or whatever, or in movies, they say ceasefire. It means stop fire, or to cease is to stop. All right. So this isn't meant, the oppression on us isn't meant to last forever. All right. But we have to rule out the timing that the Lord put on us to rule out. All right. And it's soon to come. All right. You can see what's going on right now in the world. All right. In the I'm gonna just say GOV. In the GOV. All right. We're literally at the end of times. Okay, the end of days of end of days. All right. So we'll go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, 47, and 48. And this reads, because thou servest, you know what, I'm going to start at 46. 46 through 48. It says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which we're doing now. They're over us. All right. The so-called white man has his hand in our pockets. All right, with tax. All right, being taxed when you buy something. All right, that's not, you're not supposed to do that. All right, every 2 weeks you make a certain amount, but you don't get the full amount that you make. Okay, and tax when you know, at the beginning of the year. All right, and even with that, you still get money taken out of that tax that you so-called get back. You don't get all of that back, even at that. All right, Salakia. But 48 it reads, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord Yahweh thy power, Salakia, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. All right. And that's both physical and literal, all right? Because we're the only ones, all right, who have actually had a physical yoke of iron around our neck, all right, while our ancestors were slaves, all right? And little do a lot of people know that we are our ancestors, we are our forefathers, all right? Those different captivities were just different generations of us serving out our captivity, serving out our judgment. All right, you didn't see no other nations, all right, having that happen to. And yes, we served out we were serving at that time out our judgment, all right, and we were being destroyed, all right. We had, you know, everything that we had going on with us as far as a nation is concerned, all right, being, you know, cruelly, you know, treated unfairly, all right, and they try to tell us to forget it, you know, forget those things, it ain't those times no more. But we're still being slaves, all right, we have no freedom. We have no voice, all right, and you got Jake out here who wants to be equal, okay, to the so-called white man, all right, when we're above all nations, all right, we're above those nations, and yet you have Jake that want to be equal when they're not equal to us. Those nations aren't equal to us. Who have oppressed us. Like I said, the tables have turned, all right, and we're gonna see it, whether we make it to the end or not, all right, because Jake will come back. Well, I would say the 12 tribes will come back, all right, through the loins of the elect, all right, and you will have power. Okay, you will have physical and spiritual power, all right, Depending on how much the Lord wants to give to you is up to Him, but you'll have it, and you'll be perfect. All right, and you're gonna see it. You're gonna bear witness to the power that we actually have. All right, because the Lord has given it to us. A certain amount. All right, so let's see here. And I'm going to try not to make this long, as I always do. Really just want to get the point across of the times that we're living in and who we are, and and things are about to change for the better. Job chapter 12, and I'm gonna start at 15 and read 15 and 16. It reads, "Behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up." And he is talking about the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, he's the only one that can do that. All right, because the Lord has created all things. All right, but behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. All right. So you have a perfect example. So-called white man thinks that he has everything under control. Okay. Not just him, all these other nations too. All right. All these other heathen nations. All right. Who have leaders and presidents and whatnot. They think that they're making these decisions for themselves. All right. But it's far from that. All right. The Lord are deceiving the deceiver and the deceived. Okay. Because you have the deceiver who thinks that they're doing something. All right. Who knows that they're deceiving the people of the world. But really the Lord is deceiving him. All right. Or I would say them. All right. Those deceived individuals, both men and women. All right. They all belong to the Lord. All right. And once the Lord reveals that, all right, oppression is going to cease. All right. Oppression is going to stop. All right. But there's a time and a bounds that these individuals can't surpass. All right. Because the Lord played it out that way. And so by them not being able to pass that up, all right, they're being deceived. All right. So the Lord is not going to allow them to get past to do certain things. He's only going to allow them to do so much. All right. Same with the MOTB. Okay. The Lord is only going to allow certain people and a certain amount of people to take it. All right. Because you have a lot of individuals that's gonna be deceased even before it even gets that far. All right. Even those individuals that have a lot of money, I should say. I'm trying to think of the best word or words to say. But those individuals who are up there high in power, all right, that are gonna be so-called thinking that they're covered or safe in those underground bunkers, those people are going to be deceived. All right. They're actually deceived now because they have it and they think that's what's going to keep them safe. All right. But it's not. All right. It's not going to allow them to get away for the things that they did. All right. And that's going back from years upon years upon years. All right, because those are the same people back in the day when our Lord Yahweh Shai was on the scene, on the earth, walking, preaching the word. All right, and those are the same individuals that were yelling, "Crucify him," even our own people. All right, 2/3 of our own people. All right, We're yelling, crucify him. All right, and the Lord's coming back for vengeance. That's the ultimate cease right there. When the Lord comes back, that's the ultimate stop. All right, and that's the ultimate deception. The Lord is really doing the deception. All right, but you have to have faith and understand that is our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, because if you don't believe that, then you're pretty much done for. All right. Let's go to Luke chapter 4, 18 and 19. It reads, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor." All right, and the poor is talking about us. All right, those of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, those 12 the 12 nations. All right, that's who because we're looked at as poor. All right, the poor in state of condition that we're in. All right, like I was saying, the state of where they put us at, where we live at. They don't give us the amount of money we deserve. All right, we get enough money just to get by. And not everybody gets enough to get by either. All right. I'm going to read it again. Salakia. The Spirit of the Lord, this is Luke chapter 4 and 18 and 19. All right. It reads, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable years of the Lord." All right, and the Lord's coming back. All right, and you have the prophets of the Lord right now doing the same thing as Luke 4 and 18 and 19 reads. All right, preaching and teaching the acceptable years of the Lord. All right, to heal the brokenhearted. Okay, what did it say? To heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, because we will be delivered. All right, we will be delivered. That's the whole point of the salvation, that the Lord is going to deliver His people. All right, and of course, we know it's only a third, of the nations that's going to make it. But at the same time, those 2/3 are going to be delivered through the elect, through our Lord Yahweh Shai. All right. Once again, that's another example of the oppression ceasing. All right. Honestly, being put out your misery it's a beautiful thing. All right, when it comes to this place, man. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, obviously, knowing this truth, you don't want to die. You want to make it to the end. You want to, get on them chariots. But even that, being put out your misery, I mean, you back in the spirit world resting, where it is truly where the true definition of peace is. All right, which is another reason why, when it comes to the truth, you shouldn't be afraid of death. All right, because I know I was once afraid of death, of dying. And I know a lot of us, we all were, right? Because we was taught what we was taught, all right? But knowing this truth, it should bring some type of comfort or peace, okay? When death is talked about, all right? Because this place that we live is a hellhole, all right? The Lord put us here purposely for these things to happen to us, all right? To remember what we did to Him. All right. So knowing this truth, you want out. You want out of this place. We want out of this place. We want out of this condition. We want out of our the mind frames that we have. We want out of the sins that we commit. Okay. We want out of it all. And I'm not saying I want to, be put out of my misery, but if it happens to be, I'm gonna be in a better place. All right, those that believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua gonna be in a better place. Okay, anything is better than this hellhole. All right, knowing what's promised to us. All right, what's next to come. All right, we shouldn't be afraid of death. Okay, but that's another topic. That's another subject for another time. Let me see here. We'll go to Daniel 4:17, and it reads, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers." Okay, and the watchers, all right, are the prophets. All right, the prophets of the Lord, who the Lord has set up, all right, to teach and preach His word, all right, and the future coming of Him, to rid this place. Salaki for the pages turning, to rid this place, all right, and it's definitely going to be a beautiful thing, all right. But let me go back. This is Daniel 4:17. It reads, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth to whomsoever He will, and setteth up over the bases of men." Right? And that's another reason why I went into saying that this is the seventh captivity. Okay, because we've been put in captivity 6 other times. And one thing that we got to remember is that we are above. The 12 tribes are above these other nations. All right. And the southern kingdom with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, all right, Judah being the head tribe, all right, is over all, because that's the tribe our Lord Yahushua came from. All right. And so when you put over someone that's beneath you, if you put somebody over that's beneath you over you, okay, they're the base. Okay, all right, they don't belong over you. All right, and no one belongs over that first tribe, which is Judah. All right, and the Lord puts over who He wants, and He puts in power who He wants, whatever nation He wants in power at the time. All right. He puts them over to rule. All right. And that's exactly what He did. All right. 6 times before this one. All right. With this being the 7th captivity, He put the Edomites, okay, over us. All right. To finish out, all right, the movie. All right. Which is the greatest movie ever told. All right. If you can see it, you can believe it. All right, it's here and it's in full effect. All right, but at the same time, the Lord did say, out of all those different tribes, Salaki, out of all those different captivities, the Lord took them out. All right, and what makes you think that He's not about to take out this last one? Because you got to take out the head, all right, in order for a new kingdom to come. All right, and the head right now, all right, is the so-called white man. All right, he saw the Edomites. All right, so in order for our Lord Yahushua to come, the Lord has to take out the Edomites, like He took out all the other tribes, Salakia nations. All right, before this one. Right. I just have 2 more scriptures. We're going to close it out. So I already had 30 minutes. I don't want to ramble. Alright, so we'll go to Jeremiah chapter 5. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start at 20 just for context. All right. So this is Jeremiah chapter 5, 20. All right. It reads, "Declare this in the house of Jacob, and publish it in Judah, saying, Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not." All right, and those individuals that you tell them about Yahweh Shai, all right, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, and they need some type of proof to see it, all right, or need some type of to understand it, to hear it, all right, that don't understand, you tell them, all right, and they don't believe it, all right, you'll physically show them what it is, and yet they still wouldn't believe it, all right. Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, saith the Lord Yahweh? Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree that it cannot pass it, Salakia, and though the waves thereof those themselves, yet can they not prevail, though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. All right, and that's a perfect example of what the Lord is saying is you got the ocean. All right, when you're at the beach, all right, the Lord said, I'm the one that put the sand there. All right, I'm the one that put the sand there. All right, you don't fear me, who can put the sand there and not let the waters surpass a certain spot. All right, as you on the beach, we all see the ocean. All right, it comes upon the sand, but it stops at a certain point. All right, it doesn't go all the way up. All right, and the Lord is saying, you don't fear someone who can do that. Okay, or not someone, but a deity. Okay, a power that can do that. All right. And you got Jake, 2/3 of the nation, all right, who don't believe, all right, or not scared, okay, of the Lord, all right. That's one ear out the other, all right. You tell that to somebody, all right, 2/3 of the nation, all right, or the southern kingdom or the northern kingdom, all right, and none of them would be scared. At least 2/3 of it, or wouldn't even understand what the Lord is saying right there. Excuse me. 23 it reads, "But this people hath a revolting and rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, Let us now fear the Lord Yahweh, our power, that giveth rain both for the summer." Salakia, both the former and the later in his season. He reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich. All right. Now you have Jake has surpassed Esau as being more wicked. Okay. There was a time where Esau was at the forefront of wickedness, but now you have our people who has surpassed Esau, all right, and the wickedness that they do and that they commit, all right, which is why the wickedness of our people will reach the heavens, all right, it will reach the heavens, all right, when the Lord comes back, like actually comes back, all right, in them chariots with the heavenly hosts, wickedness will be at an all-time high. All right. as we see it now, it's already there. All right, which is another another way of saying or showing us that he's on his way. All right, it's just going to be even more worse than what it is as of right now. All right. '28, it says, they are waxing fat, they shine, yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. Okay, that's what I'm just saying. Okay, let me one more time. They are waxing fat, they shine, yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. All right, and we know who the wicked is, Esau, Edom. So their wickedness has overpassed Esau, Edom. All right, the Edomites. They are waxing fat, they shine, yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper, and the right of the needy do they not judge. Shall I not visit for these things, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? All right, and everything that the Lord is going to do, all right, is that they deserve. All right, 2/3 of the nation deserve everything that the Lord is going to do to them. All right, and yet they don't understand. All right, they'll understand when it's too late. All right, the Lord has given our people enough time to change their ways, to do right by Him. All right. Listen to the word, learn it, all right, to the best of your ability, all right, and might have a chance, all right, if you make it to the end, all right, but they don't want to hear it, all right, which is why the Lord says, should I not avenge, all right, shall my soul not be avenged on a nation as this, all right. Let's go ahead and close it out with Romans 12:19. It reads, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. All right. So we're not supposed to worry about or try to take control of what we can't control. All right. Being mad because we're being oppressed. All right. Trying to kill, whoever, all right, because they killed your partner, or one of your family members or whatever. Okay, that's for the Lord to do. All right, the Lord is in control of all those things. All right, we have to take place unto wrath. All right, His wrath, and let Him do all the work. All right, because He's the one that's in control. He's the one that's allowing it to happen. All right, and He's the only one that can allow it to cease, can allow it to stop. All right, so this has been my lesson on oppression shall cease, all right, or shall stop. I pray you was edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to my elder apostles, a great millstone, who taught me this truth and continue to teach me this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. And with that, I want to say Kwam Yasharallah and Abba Abba. Shalom.